What's up, everybody? Are you not happy? Would you like to be happy? Maybe life just stinks and you want another one. Well, you're in luck because in today's episode, we're going to talk about how to be happy now. This is a
Mulligan.
yeah. That would be so nice. Sometimes I'd want to use that for sure. This is the Existential Stoic podcast. This is a quick fix. I'm Randy. That's Danny. What's up, Danny?
Whatever. It'd be great if in video games, like you have more than one life. So if you die, you start over at usually the start of the level, but everything you had done in that previous iteration. That would be nice.
Mm.
If you could like call a do-over, go back
Oh,
in time, but have all the knowledge so you could, because you make the choices differently then,
mhm.
what's ahead, sort of.
That's a great point. And that's one episode that I've been wanting to do is if you could live your life over, what would you do differently? Oh, I can't.
See, it's
Yeah.
funny. That's a hard thing to think about though, because I feel like I'm always concerned that any changes I consider but would change me, or you know what I mean? Like, so like if you're happy with anything, you don't want to change anything either because all that crap is necessary. I don't know. It's a tough one. Anyway,
Yeah.
not
Well,
here nor there right
that's breaking the rules of the
now.
episode idea, Danny.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, anyways, in this episode, we're just going to give a quick fixes each for how to be happy now. Uh, Caveat: we both had be grateful, so we're not going to add that one. That's just like that's a bonus. So you get that on your own.
But
Be grateful.
henceforth, just assume it.
Yeah, gratitude is helpful. And for me, I always
It
just look
is.
around at stuff that I already have that at one time I wanted. Actually, Marcus Aurelius, he had something that hit me last week or the week before, where he was saying, take account of all the things you have and the things that you enjoy the most, and how much effort and struggle you would be putting into attaining those if you didn't yet have them.
That's a good one.
Mm.
Yeah. I
So,
think
anyways,
gratitude is important too. Anyway, sorry. It just reminds us like that we have positive things and we have value, right? Which because we often focus on what we don't have rather than what we have, and that's the problem.
I know the stupid mind. Who created this thing
I know
that
it's
just
so bad.
focuses on
It's
the stuff that I
terrible.
don't have, and once I have it, it totally forgets about
It is. It's such a bad instrument for helping us live our lives.
it?
Like really, it's terrible. Anyway,
Oh my goodness. So let's get into this before we have a 45-minute quick fix. the first one, the first one that I have for how to be happy now is force a smile. And this is something that is so hard to do when you're feeling miserable. And oftentimes I make it so big that it's just completely unrealistic. But you force that for long enough and you start to feel better.
you know, I actually like this one too because it's really easy, but there is also scientific backing for it. I think, and it does really help because you can't help it, and it's kind of like goofy, and it kind of makes you think about your situation. Like it helps me with perspective. Do you know what I mean? Like because I kind of feel stupid for forcing a smile, and then I start laughing at myself, and then I start feeling a little better. Like
Yeah.
like it works out well. I like that one. It's a good one. My first one is focus on the journey, not the destination. And we see like the countless philosophers talk about the importance of focusing on the journey in one way or another, one form or another. But I think it is important because, like I said, we get so caught up in what we don't have, on thinking about the future and also living in the future, not the present, that we forget that life happens now. That the journey really is what's valuable, what matters. Because you hit those goals, you're just going to make another goal. You solve a problem, there's just going to be another problem. So enjoy what you're doing now, focus on that, and don't worry about the ends as much. And I think that's crucial.
Yeah, that's a really important one. And I get caught up in that all the time where I'm trying to achieve a goal and I totally miss out on enjoying the goal achievement. And it's so funny because like most of the things that cause me stress now is something at one point I really wanted to do. Like I
Yeah,
really, really wanted to do that. And now that I'm doing it, it's making me crazy.
that's the problem. Everything seems better when you imagine doing it. You know,
Totally. Totally. Should just stay in bed and imagine everything. Yeah, we'll
uh,
we'll be there one day for sure.
that's the experience machine, right? One day
Oh,
we'll get there.
yeah. Yeah. So my next one for how to be happy now is spend time outside, particularly without your phone. Like leave
Yes.
that thing behind, turn it off, keep it away from yourself, and just like spend time outside. Because one, it'll slow you down. Two, there's so much stimulation out there and so much beauty out there. And it's just like you get some fresh air. It's just like it connects you with nature. There's so many good things about it. And most of the time that we're happy is because we're locked up in a room or a box or whatever. Get outside of the box.
No, I was just gonna say that's a really good one too, because I think we forget too that like I think people literally forget that we're natural, that we're animals. Like we literally do, because like most of the time, if you think about it, most days we spend in fabricated environments. They're temperature controlled. They're we built them. They're uniform and all. And I think going out in nature, kind of there is an important connection to like ourselves as animals and people and natural entities that you need that in your life. And it just has to be outside, though. You just have to get outside. It doesn't have to be like nature. That's best if you can. But even if you can't, like going to a park or just going to walk on the street, whatever works.
Yeah, isn't it
Yeah.
crazy? I mean, you said it. We're from nature, and if I'm lucky, I spend an hour a day outside.
Yeah. And you remember who said it? Was it Ford or Frank? It's one of those guys said like that the point of like making work faster and industrialization was to have more time to spend outside. Who
Yeah,
said that?
Henry Ford.
Yeah,
That was his
there we
whole
go.
idea behind the whole like machine process plant. He's like, if we can get people working faster, they can spend more time enjoying nature. And it's just like,
Except they only gave him like one day off a week, so they really didn't have the time to.
but before then they had 0 days off a week, so it was a
Yes,
bonus, you know?
that's true.
Crazy.
Oh my God. Is it me?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is you, number two.
My number two. So stop making happiness contingent on externals that you don't control. Aristotle mentioned this, the Stoics mentioned this, one of our biggest faults is that we tend to make our happiness contingent on like wealth, on our health, on intelligence, on our possessions, on our recognition or honor or fame, and all those things are out of our control. So really, happiness, if we want to be happy, it has to come from us. It has to be because of us, not something that we don't control. Because otherwise, we have no control over whether we're happy or not. It's just kind of random.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a really great one. And recognizing how you can influence your own happiness. Like one of the things that was causing me a lot of unhappiness was relying on other people's validation or approval for my happiness. Oh my goodness. And
Yeah, let's do
it
it.
was causing me like such torment because no matter what I did, I just couldn't get it. And and then and then I heard this quote. I was like, your opinion of me is none of my business. And that just like,
No,
yeah, that just kind of like opened me up because I'm trying to get somebody's opinion of me to be good, and it's none of my business. So like,
yeah,
let's just let it go. Yeah.
you can't make it right. You can't
Mm,
force them to have a certain opinion or anything. It just doesn't work. Yeah.
mm, crazy. So
No.
that brings me to my last one for how to be happy, and it's change the input. So this one is from Zig Ziglar, and I like to listen to his thing, "See You on the Top," over and over and over again. And so one of the things he says on there that's a profound statement is if you want to change the output, change the input. And he has to
Yeah.
remind people that it's profound because it sounds so simple. But like we beat ourselves up wanting a different outcome, and yet we do the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. And it's just like, well, if you want something different, you got to change the input.
No, I think that's a great one for a lot of reasons. Like one, like if you're unhappy, well, there's probably things you need to change. You need to change things in your life in order to facilitate happiness. The other thing is too, we mentioned this before, like I was thinking about this morning, like social media, like I think you said like it's all porn, right? But it really is because like it's not just like literal porn. It's like lusting after lives, things, objects, all this. It's just people lusting after things in a way, like whether it's people and like sex, or whether it's like objects, or whether it's like a lifestyle or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's so toxic because it's just what you don't have. Instead of like even looking at your own life, it takes you so outside of your own life that it's like really detrimental. So I think, yeah, it's crucial to kind of change the input, do something differently, think about what you're doing that's causing you to be in this mental state. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and that's something that
yeah.
like it's really hard to do because I was personally trying to do that a lot the past week or so for myself because I was in like a little bit of a rut, and so intentionally I had to like, okay, I'm gonna go to places that I haven't gone to before. I'm gonna do things that I haven't done before. I'm going to try things out that I haven't tried before, and it's really really hard because there are those grooves that are already in my brain for places that I go, but it's like trying to have to shake something up.
That's a good way. I do that a lot too. Is I'll do something I've never done before, which is a good way to kind of shake it up. Because you never know if you're gonna like it or not. No judgment, just go do it. It's fun. I like
Mhm.
that. That goes actually well with my last one, which is happiness is a choice. I know this isn't like the things people want to hear, but it is. And I think what I mean by that is like it's a choice to, take care of yourself, to make your life better, to be more aware, more self-aware. There's a lot of like, it's a choice about your attitude, about all how you respond to things. I mean, it is literally a choice we make every day. And I think you have to start actively making that choice for yourself to be happy first before you can even be happy.
Yeah. And everyone who's not happy right now, I'm sure they're saying, that's not true. I'm just not happy. And it's like, I'm totally with you right there. When you're feeling down, you're
Yeah.
like, this isn't a choice. I don't want to feel this way. But then again, it comes down to like how you look at it. Because I was talking with someone yesterday and he was saying like, instead of looking at like, why is this happening to me, look at why is this happening for me, and kind of just altering the way that you look at it, and these negative things that are happening in your life, like what are you going to get from them, how are you going to be better from them, and kind of using that to change your mentality.
No, it is funny. Like those like using sort of like questions like that to kind of like change your thinking is it's a really effective tool. And it's funny because I think it's hard sometimes too when you're feeling down because like all the solutions are not complicated. They just require you to do something, yes, but they're usually not complicated because these are the problems human beings have faced literally since human beings have existed. I mean, you look at Marcus Aurelius is a great example where that guy, like that's like what, over 2,000 years ago or something like that, maybe around there. He had the
Hmm.
same problems we have now, and he had everything. So
Yeah,
obviously, right, this is just the human condition.
I love it. I love it. In book 10, he was talking about, he's like, oh my soul, could you just for one day be content with yourself and not want externals, like, and it's just like, wow, like I live that exact same life. That's crazy.
And that was book 10. The poor guy's in work just once. Come on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is funny.
Yep. So there you have it. Nice and quick fix for how to be happy now. If you're struggling, don't worry. Everybody is in the same boat struggling with you. And if you see somebody who's super happy right now, don't worry, they'll be feeling shitty at some time. So
Yep. Probably like in an hour.
I know, right? So that is all for today's episode, the quick fix, how to be happy now. This is the Existential Stoic podcast. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, all the podcasting services. I'm Randy. That's Danny. I'll see you later, Danny.
Later, man.